computer. So Jackie and Tom, welcome. It's so good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. I've been so busy outside. I missed last month.
Okay. Yeah, we were here. We did send the recorded video to Raina. So if you want to see it, ask Raina, and she has the
Thank
video.
you.
That's
That's great.
all that good
What did you talk about last week?
Or last month?
I mean, last month.
Was that the stir fry?
Oh, it was the Korean lettuce roots.
Korean
Oh,
lettuce.
darn. I would have
It
loved
was a good
that.
one.
I will go and check it out.
And I got to eat them, so they were really good. But yeah, check out the video. It's really easy to make.
That's the bad thing about Zoom. We can't taste.
I know, right? Well, I mean, our sample counters have been closed for so long too. So our customers, we're not giving them that experience.
Yeah.
Either. So it's been pretty hard with that still. But hopefully you were doing something fun last month, Jackie. Was it?
All kinds of stuff outdoors.
Yes.
Today I'm a mess. I have all this caulk stuck on me. I didn't know I couldn't get it off with turpentine.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Lots of jobs before the rains come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Got to get it done. We still got this beautiful week in October here. So yeah, you can't beat this. So yeah, I've been getting outside too. Tom, have you been getting outside, getting some vitamin D, enjoying some fresh air?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah. Sweet. I went on the river yesterday and went paddle boarding because you guys know I have those paddle boards and try to get a little bit of a workout and get some sunshine and
Great.
so many more days like this. And Amy, what have you been doing outside?
Oh, I've been enjoying. My husband isn't working right now, and so he's been working a lot on the yard. So I've been enjoying the yard, and that's a nice change because usually I'm out working in the yard, but I'm working enough here. So I get to. He built a grape arbor, and the grapes are really taking off, and so that's exciting. All those plants that we had that we never had time for, we finally got to do this.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of my marijuana plants is doing so well. It's got huge, huge spikes.
Oh, wow. That's great.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
Good harvest year.
Weather's been perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, we are going to talk a little bit about some Thanksgiving stuff because we are, almost about 5-6 weeks away from Thanksgiving. Usually when we're in person every year, we always bring you guys some treats and some awesome, holiday goodies. But since we can't do that, we still want to just be as present as possible with you online. And so we're going to do amazing. Amy put together a winter squash recipe that she's going to show you. Really, really tasty, really healthy. One of those things that is great. As you see all the pumpkins behind us right now, one of my favorite things is seeing how we can use, squash for food. Even though it's nice to see all the pumpkins get decorated and all those kind of fun things. The one big thing too is our holiday ordering is going to be coming up. So if either of you or anybody else that is going to watch this later on wants to order for the holidays, we are going to start. Oh, we got a new friend joining us as well. Hello. Connecting. We are going to be starting our online ordering November 4th. And it's going to be quite different this year where we're going to have people ordering online and you can also pay online. And every store, and I know, Jack, I know you shop at a couple of different stores, I think between like Concordia, maybe in here at Grand Park. And so each store is going to be doing it a little bit different on like pickup and all that kind of thing. So
I love your store, but I'm not riding the bus yet. So I haven't been able to come to your store, but I love your store.
No, that makes sense. We want to make sure you guys feel as safe as possible. So we are going to continue with the Instacart, delivery and pickup. So if there's ever, a way that we can help you with that, let us know, because we're excited to try to keep, fewer people in the store by offering the delivery and then the in-store pickup. So definitely
November the 4th.
November the 4th is when the ordering should start.
Can I put a pre-order in?
What you need, Tom?
A roasted Trump?
Yeah.
One order coming up, Tom.
Happy to oblige.
Yeah. Kurt, hello, how are you?
Hi there.
Thanks for
Hi,
joining.
Kurt.
I was at a Zoom conference with Paul earlier today. There were only 6 of us, I think, and here there's only 4.
Yeah, we got a small group today, but that's okay. We got everything ready to go, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And we are recording it, so if you tell everybody to watch it, if they have questions or if like, oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
And just brag that they missed it.
but Kurt, we did ask everybody kind of like what have they been doing outside, you know, in the sunshine. One thing, you know, during this whole virus, we've just been wanting people to get outside, you know, still make sure that they're, you know, being in some fresh air and, you know, not necessarily social distancing, but just, you know, spreading apart from people, you know, but still being.
I make a point of getting outside for an hour or 2 of walking every single day. And my activity around Irvington, where the streets are very quiet, is I chase the shadows. So if the sidewalk gets sunny and there's no shadow there, I just go somewhere else.
There you go, chase a shadow. I like
That's
it.
my algorithm. And every time I hit an intersection, I look 3 directions and pick the shadiest one. Because I have no destination.
Yeah. So with fall coming up, you won't have to be doing a lot of chasing, will you? It'll be following you more frequently, you're right? Once the season changes. Awesome. Well, we are, yes, once again, super excited to have you. Yeah, that's kind of it for the Thanksgiving kind of stuff. November 4th, there will be a phone number if you have questions and need to talk more. The ad will be up online so you can see what kind of specials that are going to be running for that week.
We won't be taking orders in the store because we're trying to discourage that kind of like face-to-face talking for a long time. But you will be able to do it, I believe, over the phone and definitely the website. Everything's going to be explained and it's going to be real easy to use. So we look forward to it. I will miss not taking everybody's order and finding out their plans, but this will be fun too.
Awesome. Well, should we get started with our winter
I'm getting
squash?
started. So,
I love it.
especially like in like if you do a CSA or if you're doing a CSA or, you know, sometimes your neighbors will give you squash and it can be a little bit intimidating. They can be a little hard to crack open. And so, and I think I've done enough of these for you guys to know I'm extremely lazy. So what I do with a squash this hard, poke a couple holes in it, then put it in the oven for at 500.
500.
Or a little bit till it looks like this. You cool it off before you touch it, and then you just break it over. And so
Oh,
that's
wow.
like perfect. And I did that with the spaghetti squash, and I did that with this kabocha squash, which if you haven't had it, this is delicious. They use this in a mix
Oh, yes, I've
with
had those.
pumpkin and pumpkin pie mixes because there's so much meat in here compared to in a pumpkin. And so you just get this nice, dry, caramelized with the dry heat. A lot of people will tell you to boil it or to add water or anything like that, but you really don't get the caramelization you do by just shoving it in the oven. And then just scrape the seeds out. I got a little garbage bin down here that I'm sure J. Ross will snack out of later.
Yeah, that's
Thank you for that tip. I've always done the microwave and that's so much better in the oven.
Yeah, and really, because like, look at the seeds. The seeds were left in, so you're not cutting it, scraping it, and then you just get all this meat. And so that's ready to mix up to put in your pie, whatever you want to do. And it's not runny. There's no straining it like they have to do with pumpkin, or anything like that. It's just nice pumpkin meat. You could break this up now in like a curry, and I do that sometimes, or like we have like the cans of Tom Kha soup, no relation, and then you just break up some of the pumpkin. I will scrape this out and put it in a plastic bag, flatten the bag so it's, and then just keep it in the freezer, and it's a lot easier for me to store it that way than even having a can of pumpkin. Once you start having, you know, the cans get dusty, you don't want to use them. When it's in the freezer, I find that I'm more apt to use it.
Well,
That has so much beta carotene in it, so much vitamin C, so much fiber. like, I can't say enough about winter squash. I love it so much. And this is such a, like, it's just gonna be a really good season. And the farm that we use has planted all these like minis. So this is like perfect. Like one of these, it would be very inexpensive, just a couple bucks. And you get like a couple meals out of it. I mean, this would probably, something like this would probably feed me and my husband with no leftovers. I'd probably go up a size if I was feeding more people, but still everybody's Thanksgiving's gonna be weird. So we gotta scale everything down. And this is something I make every year to take to my mom's for Thanksgiving. Which we don't
So
know.
if I could ask again, that's 500 for how long?
Just until it looks like this.
Okay,
So really, it's like 20 minutes. It depends on your oven. And I usually start checking, like you'll start to smell, oh, what's burning? And then you go and check the oven. And when it starts to look like kind of cracked, I've never burnt one so bad I couldn't use it. And I am famous for burning things. So just the outer cup, the outer protective just keeps that flesh.
I really like your method. It beats mine, my native one, all to shame, which involved a large kitchen knife and a hammer.
Oh, yeah, I've done that too. Thank you so much for that tip.
Yeah, no, and also to sweet that, because usually when we're doing demos, I'm having to cut up because like some of these will be too big and the ones that I'll use for the demos are really big. And so I'll have to cut up a bunch of them. And sometimes I'll just really like take it and throw it against the sidewalk in a bag. I've done that before, because like it's just not built for cutting through. But
Just be careful to vent it so you don't blow up.
yeah, no, you gotta poke holes in it because I've blown up many things as well. Chestnuts make a heck of a pop if you don't vet those. You will duck if you explode a chestnut in your oven. So I have one that I already, the spaghetti squash, it just flakes on out. And I usually with the seeds, I have chickens, so I give my chickens the seeds, but you can also eat them and toast them up and eat them, or leave them outside for the squirrels, and then you'll have lots of plants that they'll plant for you with them. But so this one's still hot, and I heated it up in the microwave because I roasted those ones earlier so I could touch them. But really, this recipe is going to be this squash, a little bit of garlic. I just put like a pinch, maybe a tablespoon, depending on how much garlic you like, and a little knob of butter.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You do what my mother did, and I observed her, and I do it now, which is you assumed that the seeds were just going to be garbage, and the seeds are nutritious if you prepare them right way.
No,
So
I eat
there are
them.
so many things like that we don't think about and just throw out, and like mustard green, radish greens, and carrot greens.
Oh
And
yeah, no, I always save the seeds and eat them on the side, or like I said, feed them to squirrels to make sure they get them. But sometimes these seeds were kind of flimsy, and so like I don't think that I would be eating these ones. But definitely the kabocha squash ones, I'm scooping those out, putting them on a pan, roasting them up again.
somebody set me straight and said that to roast like pumpkin seeds and to prepare them for roasting, it's a lot of work. I don't know. I've never tried that with pumpkin seeds.
No, you soak the seeds in water and all the flesh comes away.
Yeah, or you just roast it with the flesh on it and eat the flesh too. And that's always how I've done them, because it really isn't that. It's kind of, so depending on your pumpkin, it can be pretty tasty. The kabocha, definitely you're going to be wanting to eat it. But I just that was it. Put garlic, parsley, that, and now I'm putting a little bit of cheese. So Gruyere cheese, you could also use cheddar, but I've got like maybe, for a squash this size, maybe like a quarter cup. And then toss it. and that'll melt in there. And you can eat it like this. You can reheat it. Put this in the refrigerator and reheat just a portion for yourself. You can also dump this out in like a greased dish and bake it up like you would macaroni and cheese. I mean, really thinking about this like macaroni and cheese, how sometimes it's twice baked, or sometimes it really is just dumping the cheese in there and stirring it up, however you want. So we've done this with cheddar and it's been great. I think Gruyere is a classic combination that's really good. But that's it. That's my recipe. And so this will be a hit at any Thanksgiving meal that you're going to. Everybody goes wild for this.
Pretty good.
Yep, and the Gruyere is just a Swiss cheese, but really you could use cheddar, you could use anything. Yeah, that was it. That was an easy recipe. There's lots of fiber in the squash, beta carotene. What else did I say earlier? Vitamin A. Yeah, it's like, it's very versatile. And when you roast up the squash like that, you can also have it with spaghetti sauce. That's delicious. Having it with, just as long as you're just keeping it dry and not soaking a lot. I know a lot of people with spaghetti squash, oh no, it's like, I don't like it. And it's because it's been prepared wrong. Because people add too much liquid to it and it's soupy and that's a little weird. But keeping it nice and dry and then replacing that water that's boiled off of it with something that tastes really good, like olive oil or butter, or butter alternative, whatever you wanted to do with that. We've also done it where it's just the spaghetti squash with a little bit of like Moroccan seasoning and some raisins, and that's really good too. I like that one twice baked. Whatever vegetables you want to mix in with it, but really, spaghetti squash to me is a very unsung hero. Yeah, that's what I got for you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
It's incredible. You guys have any questions about that recipe right there, or squash, or what do you guys have for us?
I just have to tell you, that's the best tip I've gotten in years.
Yes, I concur. I
Thank you
concur, and I'm
so
gonna
much.
be trying that roasting it in the oven too.
I got one on my counter right now. I'm gonna do it this afternoon.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's awesome.
poke some holes in, and that's it. Let the oven do the work.
Yeah.
Jackie, get a book like this. Oops, I had to show that.
Cook's Kitchen.
Cooked,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cooks, this is just crammed full of all sorts of tips like that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
That's scientific cooking.
Yeah, laboratory cooking.
Well, no, they're very, very scientific. Yeah.
I don't buy a lot of cookbooks anymore because what I've been doing is I've been loading what I have in my refrigerator into Google, and it gives me a recipe.
Oh yeah, that's a great way. Believe me, we do plenty of that at the Solutions
Oh
Counter.
yeah, I do that all the time.
They'll say like, we've got a lot of this and a lot of this. What are you guys gonna do with it? We figure it out. Sometimes it's just putting it all on a pizza crust. That seems to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're all familiar, we did pass that link, Supercooks or Supercook along to you, supercook.com. And yeah, you can literally put whatever you have in your pantry, your fridge, and it'll just shoot out a bunch of recipes. And that has been saving me and my son a lot recently. It's definitely been helping.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to feed anybody as big as you and your son. So
Yeah, you guys, my son's in 8th grade and he's almost as tall as me, so he's getting up there. So I know you guys saw him a while ago when he was younger. He came to the center once or twice, but
Yeah.
he's just.
I raised two of them like that. You have to
Yeah.
cook big giant pots of food.
Yeah. I think I met your son one time, right? When your son.
Yeah, you did.
Jackie? Yeah, so at the center there. So that's sweet. Yeah, one thing I love about these squashes though too is they last forever. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like you can buy them and just like you said, you got one sitting on your counter, Jackie. It's just like, well, it's probably it lasts you a while and it probably will last a while. You know, it's not a produce that's so perishable. You know, it's like I gotta figure out something to do. And the fact that that the meat inside is so easy to freeze, so you can cook a big one and, just for yourself and be able to, scoop it out and freeze it up until you're ready. So.
I grew delicata this year.
Oh,
those are
yes.
good.
I love those because you don't need to peel.
Yeah, you can eat the skins, and that's probably the best thing they have going for them. That's
I have
really
a
good
whole-
squash.
I have a whole bottle of maple syrup, so I've been drizzling a little of that on there.
Perfect.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
So Jackie,
Yes.
what I like to do with the delicatas, because of the elongated shape, is to cut them into about ½ inch, 5 inch, 5/8 of an inch slices acrosswise.
Mhm.
Scoop the seeds out, put a little olive oil, a little salt, a little bit of salt and pepper on it, and you can roast it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
Oh,
roasted,
yeah.
but then I drizzled them with a little bit of maple syrup, and
Oh,
that
wow, okay.
really brought out all those squash flavors.
Oh, wow.
It's funny how like maple syrup is another unsung thing. I think it's really good with cabbage. And that sounds weird, but like using a little bit of maple syrup and cabbage like does the same thing it does for squash, where it brings up, like you can like saute it like you would like with sausage. And so like some like chili pepper or something like that, and sauteing it, and just the tiniest bit of maple syrup in there with some salt, that it just changes it and makes it taste more cabbagey. Yeah, like you said with the squash, it tastes more squashy.
Oh, that's great. Any other questions you guys have about the squash or upcoming Thanksgiving or any other daunting questions? You guys know we're always available, even though we won't be here the next couple months, unfortunately. Like we always take off November, December.
Well,
Oh,
we'll
you
be
taking
here.
a break again?
We are going to take the break again just because, the holidays usually get pretty crazy. And
It was impossible for us to find a space now for
Yeah,
us to do this
that's-
in. As you
Okay.
it's kind of loud out here.
So in November,
So you-
there's no way.
So you'll
This-
be starting again in January?
Yep.
That's the plan
Okay.
as of right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll stay in touch with Amber and Raina over there at the center and figure it out. It's kind of hard. We had about 15 people average, if not more, towards 20. While we were live, at the senior center, and now it's been less people. So I think we just want to figure out a way we can make sure we're still trying to incorporate as many people as possible and make sure we're doing it the right way. And
Yep.
so if you guys have any
Unfor-
suggestions or
Unfortunately, they're trying to get people to use social media, but some people just refuse.
Yeah.
Like me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kurt.
I didn't understand. I didn't
Facebook
really-
is like this.
Well, I want you to know I appreciate it. I've
Yeah.
learned a lot in your classes, but that baking the squash is the best.
It only took us 4 years to bring that class to you, Jackie.
I
That's a long time coming.
I didn't get the appeal of Zoom for a long time, probably because I'm talking to a lot of people here at the store and everything was so hectic. But I've been having a Zoom night with some friends that I know all over the country on Sunday nights, and it's really just been so gratifying to be like, I can meet this person then, and we'll talk about everything. And just having like those kind of chitter chat kind of things like we're doing here is really like, that's really changed my mental health. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends in Texas moved to Wyoming, and so I wasn't able to talk to both of my close friends at the same time. But now with Zoom, it's easy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go back because it's really nice to get like, not just jump from conversation to conversation, to have everybody there at once.
Yeah.
And then
And
people
my kids, in Houston did a Zoom with my grandkids for my birthday, and that was great having all
Oh,
four
that's
of them in the
awesome.
same
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is,
we
this is a-
We got to get these people who don't use social media to start doing Zoom at least.
Yeah.
And if this continues like it is with or personal distancing, we may, some inspiring technologists might provide us with Star Trek transporters, and then we can
Already.
taste these things.
I'm ready. My last name is Scott, and so I'm very much a fan of Scotty. And Scott's people are very good engineers, so hopefully that'll happen.
That'll be a great stimulus for people to learn how to use this technology.
Well, today, this meeting is the second of 3 Zoom meetings I'm doing today.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, you're gonna be tired of yabbering. Ready to hit your wall.
Yeah, find the shadow. I gotta go find the shadows out there pretty soon. It's warming up too. Anything else you guys want to say, or and Jackie, I want to say to you, you said you appreciate us. We appreciate you guys. You know, you guys, like, we learn a lot from you, and it's just been fun just getting to know you all, and just, you know, every month we look forward to this, you know, and it's not just showing up and presenting, you know, some food and recipes and nutrition, but, you know, just really trying to connect on a human level. And so, yeah, we totally look forward to it and appreciate just all the great things that have came to this, you know, from us for you guys. So
Thank you.
And
Have a good holiday.
I have a comment. Is this about to end?
I mean, pretty soon. I mean, we just usually go
Yeah,
over the
we're
food
just
and some questions and whatnot. and so,
Okay, well,
yeah.
whenever it's over, Tom and Jackie, I would like to stay online with you for a couple of minutes just to talk about Harvard Senior Center stuff.
Okay,
That's okay.
Oh, sure.
Great. Well, yeah, well, we can bounce out if there's no other
Yeah.
questions or anything. And I'm pretty sure you guys have our information, and I know you don't probably, Kurt, but the center does. So if we can ever help with a nutrition question or anything for Thanksgiving, or just need somebody to talk to, you know, we have a lot of love for you guys. So feel free to reach
You
out
guys
for anything.
have my email through her, whatever, any cooking questions or any other kind of things like, I hate doing this, how do you do this? Throw them my way, because I've been doing this job for 15 years, and if there's a shortcut, I know it. So that's not a joke. I know how to get around pretty much any hard task in the kitchen, so.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
just
thank
telling
you.
you, it's not worth it. Fava beans are not worth it. That's where I was.
Exactly. I agree. I got some in my gleaning and I'll never cook them again.
No,
Oh,
it's
God.
not worth it.
labor. intensive. When I went
Oh,
on
really?
Google and looked it up, I went, what?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, another recipe that's labor intensive, I'm told, I've never done it, is risotto.
No,
Well-
actually, I can send you a risotto recipe. It's not. It really isn't. They have you do some steps. It won't be like, you know, Gordon Ramsay perfect, but like, it's actually, if you can make mac and cheese, you can make risotto. It's just stirring. That's it.
Well, I also found a recipe recently. I found it on Google. You start it on the stove and then you put it in the oven and bake it.
Yeah,
And it's
I've seen that
It's good. So why would I stand there for 30 minutes if I can bake it in the oven?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the Instapot has a recipe for it now. But I haven't tried any of those other ones. But we make risotto at the counter, and it really is not. You're just stirring. That's it. Other than that, that's the only thing you got to do. But I want to try the baked one. It's
High five.
high five.
all right.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got,
I
now we gotta wash our hands. You guys are getting us in trouble. That's not safe. And we're recording. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it was so good seeing you guys. Okay, please reach out.
Have a
You
good
too.
holiday.
Thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
holiday.
We
Stay
will.
healthy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Bye-bye.
I'll try to make one of you the host of this meeting so you guys can stay here. Okay.
Oh